Hello everybody, welcome back. If this is your first time here, just welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. I know I'm glad to be here. We are sitting in a 2011 Honda Pilot with a 3.5 liter V6. And what we have here is another case of the internet knows best. The customer complained of a long crank on startup and maybe poor running condition. I'm really not certain. The Vel said he's owned this car for about 13 years and has never really done any repairs to it. It's been a good, reliable car. He doesn't want me to diagnose the long cranking issue. He wants to pull out a spark plug and check the condition of the spark plug. So that is what we're going to do. And it seemed to crank just fine. I'm not replicating their condition as of yet. Let's try it again. Yeah, that was okay. Nothing remarkable going on here, but let's get into the shop and do what was asked of us and pull out one of these plugs and see what kind of condition that they are in. So you guys may notice kind of some clutter and a lot of mess around my stall. I've got two body shop cars in here with parts laying everywhere, and I'm trying to do a rearranging event around my workstation. I just put that cabinet up on the wall, and I've got things unboxed and moved in and moved out. It's kind of a cluster of disorganization right now, but I'm working on it. I understand I'm kind of a slob a little bit, but this is a little excessive, and I need to get it all buttoned up. But trying to do that while working and doing other things simultaneously is a little overwhelming. But I'm working on this mess. Okay, let us pop in the hood and see what untold treasures lie beneath the bonnet. Yep, that's a 3.5 V6. Okay, first things first, we need some illumination. Okay, now I do believe there are some spark plugs in here somewhere, but first I have to remove this engine cover. Removal of this unit is a highly technical process that involves removing these three little screws right here that are made of plastic. There we go. Okay, first things first, we need to lose these coils, and I believe those are a Torx bit. Let's see if my master kit has the appropriate tool. Survey says, yep, first try. All right. Okay, let's get this out of here. Do not need to spill the 400-piece toolkit. It's actually 87 pieces. Okay, let's get this out of here. It's got an internal valve cover leak. See that oil? It's not good. That extension wasn't long enough. Not to worry, I'll extend the extension with an extension. Click. Let's see what we have here. Kind of tight. Okay. Not what I expected. Wow. Carbon buildup much? There's a lot of oil in that spark plug tube. Now they tell me this has never been serviced at 150,000 miles, and I can believe that. These look fairly original-ish. Yeah, there's a decent amount of wear there. There's some buildup on the anode. I don't believe this is the cause of their long crank problem they complained of, but you know, I do what I'm told sometimes. Okay, upon closer inspection, I do see some external leaks with regards to these valve covers as well. What I'm going to do is recommend we replace these plugs, pull this intake off, remove and replace the gaskets for these valve covers. I've already done a code scan on this and I haven't found any trouble codes, so I haven't altered haven't been able to recreate their condition where they described a long crank. But like I said, they weren't interested in really diagnosing or creating. I'm gonna go report my findings to the service personnel and see how the customer digests my my results. Now, seeing as how Murphy's Law is in effect at all times here in automotive shop land, now that I have disabled the vehicle and taken things apart, they have decided that they would like an oil change also. Seeing as how this is on my flat rack and not on a lift, I'm just gonna do that from down here. That way I don't have to put it back together and then back it out and then take it back apart again. You know, a lot of you guys have noticed and commend me on my patience. It's actually out of necessity. You see, due to circumstances like this one, if I do not have any patience, the results could be catastrophic for everyone around me. And I have chosen to not be an evil technician and to just take these little setbacks, or call them what you will, take these little setbacks with a grain of salt and just realize that that's just part of the job, and that is life as I know it. Oh, that little wrench slip didn't work. Let's try it with a different angle here. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, let's try it in reverse. Let's see what happens. Nothing. I can't get a wrench on it. But hey, no worries. I got a curvy wrench for just such situations. Let's see if this is gonna work. I don't know. It's my first day. I have no idea what I'm doing. Wow, that's pretty tight. You gotta be kidding me. I know. I'll achieve leverage by changing my position. And I will pull rather than push. Because humans are great pullers. We're terrible pushers. The survey says nope. Nope. Wow. Yep. That was it. Wow. But hey, I got it. Oh, of course the threads are all chowdered up. Why wouldn't they be? Murphy's Law. This guy. Sweet. Wow, we're not draining out much. That thing's already starting to slow down. That's not good. I think I might have drained like 2 quarts out of this. While we wait, I'll give you a quick tour of the pile of parts that I have. This stuff all came off of a Hyundai and a Subaru. I have to save it because the insurance company wants the body shop to collect it and bring it back so they can inspect it. I've got 2 subframes sitting here, one of which was the original wreck that came out of that one. The replacement was also in a wreck and was unusable. Murphy's Law again, we didn't figure this out until after I attempted to put the replacement back in the car and found out that a bunch of the bolts were stripped. That was a fun day for me. Then, let's see, that's the steering knuckle for this same wrecked Hyundai. And then I've got the sway bar and a broken off axle and a bent control arm from this Hyundai, that all of which I have to save so the body shop can collect this pile of scrap metal. So I'm, yeah, there's more over here. This one is a gas tank and all the hardware that came out of a Honda hybrid because these folks ran something over and poked a hole in the bottom of the fuel tank. So fun story too. So they got a replacement fuel tank, and the salvage yard that took it out of the donor car decided to chop off all of these hoses. Well, these particular hoses on this particular tank are formed to the tank and are not replaceable. Those are kind of press fit on. And so by them cutting those off, they ruined the replacement tank. So now we're waiting another couple of weeks for another tank to show up from who knows where they got it from. But so I've got another pile of parts here pending other parts to show up. And this is the life. Oh, you thought we were done with the in the shop junkyard tour. You were wrong. This is an axle from a 3500 single axle GMC, what is it, a Sierra, I think? Yeah, it was a Sierra. This thing got T-boned in the right rear and bent this section of the axle. Let's see, there's another subframe. I don't even know what that's for. I didn't work on that car. And oh, I got a wheel right there. That's a core and has to go back for a core charge. So yeah, we have parts all over this place that need to get returned to the body shop. They probably should send a tow truck to pick it all up. Okay, looking for an 84356 right here. Good to go. All right, now we're gonna see how tight this oil filter was. It's probably super tight, like a tiger. Yeah, that's on there. Okay. Here it comes. Now what I don't want to do is drop this in the pool of oil and then splash oil all over myself, because that would be gross and very Exxon Valdez-like. See if I can see what I'm trying to see, and I can't. But I can feel it. Beautiful. Click. All right, drain plug, you're up next. It's gonna give it the old reach around, jiggle it, twist it in. There we go. Yeah, once you get it started, it's smooth sailing, but a little tough at first. These threads don't feel that great. Probably because of a lifetime of being overworked and abused. Click. All right, let's get out of here. Over here rolling around in the dirt. Okay, I was just eavesdropping in on the conversation, and things aren't looking good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and prep for a declined on this one. And by prep, I mean finish what I was doing and put this thing back together. All right, let's just fill it on up. This is the first time I'm using this new funnel. Sweet. I can do long range pouring. Whoa. One-handed. I can't keep it up. What an ingenious invention. Okay, that was 5 quarts of 5 Winter 20 engine oil. Click. Okie dokes. Predictably and unfortunately, all services have been declined on this particular vehicle. So I'm just going to put it back together now. And this will be the end of the story. My estimate actually was rather large. I did suggest replacing the tires on this due to them being worn down to 3/32 of an inch. Additionally, the valve cover reseal job was kind of expensive because this intake manifold has to come off. I cannot remove the valve covers without removing said intake, and that stuff takes labor dollars. Come here, spark plug tool. It's stuck. It's slipping from all the excess lubrication. I mean, lube is good, but too much can be a bad thing. This is silly. What am I doing? All I needed was a magnet. There. Got it. And the coil is going back in. Goodbye, coil. Let's connect the connector. Whoa! I caught you guys. Click. All right, let's get out of here. But before we go, I have to not forget the ever important cosmetic and decorative engine cover. These can be a big deal to people, and they're very commonly forgotten when servicing a car. I actually got sued once in small claims court over forgetting to install one of those. I forgot about it, and the customer left without it. He came back a couple days later, realized that, or he had realized it was gone. He came back a couple days later, and it turns out that the fellas in the shop were cleaning up and they threw his engine cover away. So I called up Ford, bought a new one, gave it to the guy, and then he still proceeded to sue me in small claims court for pain and suffering and emotional damage. I recall he had stated that he believed we were taking advantage of him, and we deliberately stole components from his car so we could sell them on the black market for a profit. And he was so distraught over the situation that he had to go to his doctor. Stopping the engine. If I recall correctly, I believe the fellow was seeking just over $13,000 in damages due to our attempted theft of his decorative engine cover. However, proper documentation and presentation within the courtroom quickly saw this case dismissed with prejudice, and that was the end of that situation. I remember my bosses were kind of freaking out because they thought they were gonna have to fork out a hefty payday, and they were actually prepared to settle with the guy out of court, and I insisted that they allow me to argue my position in the matter. I knew I had the case won. It just had to be presented properly, and with proper documentation, the judge did side with me. And I never saw that fellow again, except for when we were leaving the courtroom, and I held the door open for him and told him to have a nice day. These service intervals take forever on a Honda. Come on. I'm waiting. There it goes, look at that. Finally. Now we release, press and hold again. Still waiting. There we go, 100% service complete. Alrighty guys, well, I hope you enjoyed watching me not fix this car. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the trash piles that are scattered about the shop. And I also hope you enjoyed my nonsensical ramblings about events and subjects that had nothing to do with what we were doing today. If you did enjoy one or any of those things, let me know about that by tapping that thumbs up button. Don't hit it and don't smash it, because that could result in you breaking your phone, and that would be bad. But a simple tappy tap would suffice. What that's going to do is communicate to me and to YouTube that I'm doing a good job. And if YouTube thinks that I'm doing a good job, it is far more likely to recommend my content to other potential viewers. And that's good for me, and that's especially good for them. All that being said, this thing is parked and ready for pickup from our consumer. I'm gonna move on to something else, but before I go, I'd like to thank all you guys again for watching, and I have to remind myself to not forget, to remind you guys to not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. Goodbye, Honda Pilot.